What's going on, guys? So this video is going to be a little bit different. It was a few weeks ago. I gave a talk at Menfluential conference in Atlanta, Georgia, where I shared some very personal aspects about my life. Now, these are some things that are incredibly personal, and I took a risk by sharing my story in front of those 400 people that were at that event. And I'm also taking a risk here by sharing with you today. So it would have been really easy for me to get up there on stage and talk about like personal style and the importance of dressing well and making a good first impression as we get older. And that's probably what a lot of people were expecting of me, but I've been dealing with some personal issues that I've sort of tiptoed around here a little bit on my channel, and I felt like I kind of owed it to you guys to be honest with you and let you know some of what I've been dealing with over the last 10 months or so. So there's risk and fear and significant vulnerability involved with sharing my talk here with you guys, because I'm sure some of you might think less of me or have your opinion of me changed after you hear this. But this is my truth, this is my life, and if this resonates with only one of you, then that's all I really care about. I can't control how any of you guys might feel after watching this, but either way, I owe you this. You deserve to understand where I'm coming from and some of what I've been through over the last year or so. Now, there are certain parts that I've left out, but you're about to hear a general overview of kind of what's been happening with me over the last year. And you're also about to see me cry publicly in front of hundreds of people. The response that I got afterwards was a little overwhelming. There were so many people coming up to me at the conference and telling me about their lives. I heard at least 3 cancer stories of survivors. I heard stories of divorce and stories of financial issues. And one guy even literally broke down and cried as he was talking to me. I gave everybody as much time as they needed. And I can't describe to you how much I appreciate everyone who I met that weekend as a result of my talk. Now, I will be monitoring your comments down below, so please feel free to drop me a note down below in the comments. And guys, I'll see you in just a few days for a brand new, less serious video. But in the meantime, thank you very much for watching this. If you don't know me, my name is John Galfano. I run the website and the YouTube channel called 40 Over Fashion, where I write articles for my website and also make YouTube videos that surround men's lifestyle topics for... I'll stay away from that one then. Jesus. Men's lifestyle topics for middle-aged guys. I'm going to be sharing a very personal story, and like I said, I'm going to be using my phone a little bit here to try to get myself through it. It's my story, and it's real, and I hope it resonates with at least 1 or 2 of you guys. It's a story that not a lot of people know. And what's interesting is as I'm writing this talk and I'm preparing to give this speech and I'm reading it back to myself, making edits, I cannot get through it without getting emotional. So bear with me if I start to lose my shit up here, all right? I'm going to start by making a statement that might make some of you guys a little uncomfortable. You're all going to die. But not now. I don't have the building wired, like we're not going up in a ball of fire right now. But we're all going to die. And we don't know when that's going to happen. So what are you doing with the time you have right now? I want to share a quote with you guys. I don't know who wrote this quote. And if you do, come up to me and let me know. Those who died yesterday had plans for this morning. And those who died this morning had plans for tonight. Don't take life for granted, because in the blink of an eye, everything can change. So forgive often and love with all your heart, because you never know when you might not have that chance again. Now, I don't want to be cryptic or like bring you guys down too far. But for me, that quote makes a lot of sense. And we'll get into that here in just a few minutes. So a lot of you guys know me from my YouTube channel, where I'm on camera and on screen being happy and lighthearted. And I've never told this story until now publicly. In May 2019, about 2 months after being here at Menfluential last year, and a few weeks after I turned 50 years old, I was this close to being homeless. And I would have been homeless if it wasn't for my ex-wife, who took me in and let me sleep in her spare bedroom in her basement in Seattle. A lot of you guys have asked why I move around so much. Like, you were in California, then you're in Seattle, and then you're back in California. This hopefully answers some of those questions. Now, keep in mind, my YouTube channel had just exploded a few weeks before all of this happened, and I was still uploading 2 videos every single week. But I was doing it with a very fake smile on my face. So let me take a step back, and I'll sort of let you guys know how I got to this point. I'd been living in Southern California with my girlfriend for about 4.5 years. It was a very tumultuous, fiery relationship, and we had broken up and got back together several times throughout this 4.5 years. And if you go back and look at my old videos, you can tell when we were apart because the background of my videos changed. Because I wasn't living with her. The last breakup was in May of 2019. I moved out, packed my shit, and drove a U-Haul up to Seattle. When I got there, I had about $200 to my name. I had a $1,000 car payment coming up at the end of the month. And during the past 4 years, I blew through a trust fund of over $500,000. I was broke, financially and emotionally. Now remember, I'm still making 2 videos a week. But I was so broken and depressed that I would have to pull myself off the floor and contain myself for just long enough to film a video. Because I left California, and I left that relationship, and I left the job I was doing in California, the only thing I had was my YouTube channel and my website. That's it. So I focused on it, and I made a commitment to keep posting videos twice a week, even if I had to scrape my ass off the floor. I didn't have a choice, because at that time, for me, it was either post videos or eat a bullet. And I'm not going to get into depression, or I'm not going to talk a lot about that. But it's real, and it's a bitch. So I was starting over at age 50 with $200. I'll try not to swear so much, sorry about that. $1,000 a month car payment and over $20,000 in credit card debt. Stuff like this is not supposed to happen at this age. I should be enjoying this time in my life, looking forward to retiring in about 15 years or so. Not driving around my town, looking for what bridge might be nice to sleep under. I did that. So getting back to that quote from earlier, you will die someday, but you're not dead until you're dead, my friend. The entire message I'm trying to send with the content that I put out is like, you're 42 years, whatever you are, right? You're not dead yet. You have half your life to do whatever you want with. And you're an adult. Half your life up until this point, you were a kid and couldn't make your own decisions. But now you can. I say this to guys that I meet all the time. And it's time I finally said it to myself and listened. If you're sitting out there right now at 25 years old or 35 years old, and you're freaking out because you don't have your life figured out, I'm here to tell you, my friend, I'm 50 and I still don't have my life figured out. But I keep moving forward. Sidney Frank developed Grey Goose vodka in 1997 when he was 75 years old. He sold it to Bacardi 7 years later for $2 billion. That's billion with a B. 20 years before that, at about age 55, he's the man responsible for importing Jägermeister to the United States. So next time you're out, maybe tonight, hopefully I'll be there, get a shot of Jaeger and toast to making the most of the time you have left. Because think about it. What are you doing with the time you have left? So guys, timing is everything. My YouTube channel took off. My AdSense revenue started to increase. And I started getting a few paid brand deals on my YouTube channel and my website. The guys at Menfluential Media reached out, and they wanted to start testing brand deals with me. I went for it full steam ahead. It wasn't a lot of money at first, and it's still not. Sorry. Yeah, right. But I was lucky enough at that point to be living rent-free in the basement of my ex-wife's house. I cut my expenses. I got a part-time job on the weekend at a winery, pouring wine in a tasting room. My bills were just getting paid barely, and I was booking out my content calendar 2 months in advance with about 4 paid sponsored videos per month. So if you guys don't mind, I want to just take 1 second and introduce a couple guys, and I want them to come up here and be recognized. Aaron, Antonio, Terry, Brian, Tom. And I don't want to get all sappy, but these guys saved my life. Sorry. Like, as corny as that sounds, they did. There he is. They gave me something to focus on at a point in my life where I needed focus. I'm not the best at integrating brands into my videos, but I'm learning every single day. Can we just give these guys a quick round of applause? Thanks, bro. I'm sorry, man. Thanks, man. I remember getting Aaron's phone number last summer. I asked for it from Terry, and he gave me his phone number because I wanted to call Aaron and thank him personally for starting Menfluential, the media company. And I called him, and he actually answered the phone, which is awesome. Without the brand deals they were sending me, I don't know where I'd be today. They were counting on me to produce content, and I was 100% committed to the process. I had deadlines. Where am I at? I had deadlines to focus on. And like I said a minute ago, I didn't have much of a choice. So fast forward to now. I'm living back in Southern California, and my main focus is creating steady content that my audience will hopefully resonate with. And guys, the message I'm trying to send here is just keep going. If you don't have it all figured out yet, that's okay. Just keep going. More people than you realize have no idea what they're doing with their life, me included. Something can happen tomorrow that gives you an entire new focus and changes your direction in a way that you never imagined. I never thought I would be making YouTube videos for a living, and here I am. I still don't have it all figured out. But what I do know is that right now, YouTube is my full-time job. I still struggle to pay my bills. But I love doing this. It's mine. I built this shit from zero, from nothing. I'm not famous. I'm not rich. But I know in my soul what I'm doing makes a difference and it has a future. And I can't wait to see it. Thank you for listening. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you, man.